So day 116 on the Twitch, episode 224 on the YouTube. But we are back, and yeah, looking forward to this. Looking forward to playing here tonight. First things first. Immediately, let's start with the result elsewhere in the league. Bickerstaff at Silston Reserves. Crazy game in this one. Brown in the 6th minute. Grandison in the 15th. Capini in the 21st, and it was 3-0 for Bickerstaff at the break. Parker in the 66th made it 4-0. Cole got one back for Silston Reserves to make it 4-1. That was in the 68th. Miller scored from the penalty spot in the 82nd to make it 5-1 Bickerstaff, and then Lewandowski, not that Lewandowski, but still a Lewandowski, scoring in back-to-back minutes, 83rd and 84th, make it 5-3. In the end, 5 goals too much to overcome. Bickerstaff win. They're up to 7th. Silsden Reserves remain in the drop. Welcome in. Is it Tomothy or is it Thomothy? I take it the H is, the first H at least, is silent. But welcome in, man. Welcome in. We are going to do community outreach and team bonding because we have no game this week. So, Tommy is fine. Nice. Welcome in. But yeah, we got no game the next week. Yeah, silent H. Nice. Welcome in, man. How are you? Why are you awake at 1:30 in the morning? Because I know it's 1:30 there. Where did my oh, did it? Oh no, it's still there. I was like, where the hell did my blister go? But it's healed really quickly. I got a blister yesterday. Actually, I got it yesterday from digging in the garden. So I'm good. Been doing my San Marino save. Man, I've never done a Build a Nation, so I wouldn't even know where to begin with that stuff. I know you were asking me yesterday. But I'm like, it's not a save I've ever done, and I actually don't have any intention of doing it for a while because I have about 6 to 7 other save ideas I'm running through first. Oddly enough. So I have to do this stupid thing where I have to play audio in my ears just so my headphones don't die. I asked Lou for advice, so it's all sorted out. I am the worst kind of FM player to ask for advice because I just don't. I haven't, even though I've been playing this game for 15 years, I'm not very good at it, and a lot of those early years back in around FM 15 through 20, I was a heavy editor user. I used the editor a lot. Now this is the first time I've actually sat down and decided, hey, let's try to learn the game a little bit for once, But I have the editor active. Yeah, I've always had that as a crutch, for lack of a better term, right? So. Now this time this game I have the editor active, but this is not a serious save, and I do not promote this save as a serious save. This is a save I do for fun. The one I have in FM14 is a serious save, and that has been the first season was really difficult to chew through. The second season's going swimmingly well, but that's going to be a long save and a difficult one, I feel. So we have to see. Anyway. Or we'll see how it goes, right? So, anyway. Right. So, let's do Leagues in Focus. It's only so I don't have to use the pre-editor every time. Yeah, basically. Let's do Leagues in Focus. We're going to start with the Eastern Conference, and we're going to start with the wild card. Please go to the wild card game. Give me the tree. Right. So, the things you love to see. First off, Atlanta beat Montreal. No, this is exclamation point CLG should get you the there you go. So We're in the English pyramid, so, which I think is also exclamation point pyramid. If I can spell, I can't spell pyramid correctly, apparently. There we go. There we go. So it's a bottom to top in England, or Parc de Prem, as a lot of people call it. The only thing I don't like about the whole Parc de Prem thing is that most people who do a Parc de Prem save start in level 10. And we didn't start in level 10. We started in level 20. So uh, we're just doing leagues in focus. And we always keep an eye on the top 6 divisions in England, plus a league in the level above us, plus MLS. And we're starting our leagues in focus with MLS. So Atlanta beat Montreal 2-1. Atlanta, you got a 20 league England save in England. That's what this is essentially. Atlanta and Columbus split the opening game. Chicago and Orlando did as well. New England 1-1 on pens. New York Red Bulls 1-1 in regulation. Philly has won both against Miami. So Inter Miami is out of the playoffs, and you know what that means. Hold on. You know what that means. Inter Miami has been knocked out of the playoffs, which can only mean one thing. We love it. I am indeed a Philly fan. Yeah. I also dislike Miami. So that's a perfect thing right here. Philly and Miami Philly knocking Miami out. So Philly's into the conference semifinal. In the East, or I'm sorry, that's the East. In the West, Vancouver beat Houston. Seattle won both games over Vancouver. St. Louis City and Portland split their games. They'll play a third leg. LAFC and Houston split, or Scum, I should say, and Houston FC, they split their games. They'll play a third leg. Colorado scoot past LA with 2 wins, so it's Colorado and Seattle in the West. But yeah, I'm a Philadelphia Phillies, and Philadelphia Union fan. Those are the 2 Philly teams I like. I was born and raised in the city, so I have to have some affiliation to it, right? Um, but it's a best of 3. First opening round of MLS playoffs is a best of 3. The wild card game is one and done. Then the first round is a best of 3, and then every other round after that is also one and done. It sounds like a stupid playoff format. It is a stupid playoff format. You can thank Apple TV for the stupid playoff format, because essentially they're the ones that force the MLS to take on that format in order to sign the TV deal. And Apple TV actually pressed them to make all of the playoffs best of 3s. And MLS pushed back and said, no, that's not how this sport works. And eventually they catered and agreed to make the first round best of 3. And Apple TV was content with that as a compromise, so they signed the TV deal. That's essentially what happened. Right. Premier League. Chelsea is top. Villa's second, level on points with them. Then it's Spurs, Arsenal, Newcastle, Burnley, Bournemouth. Southampton's just on the outside of the European places looking in. At the bottom, it is Man United and Everton 4 points above the drop over Liverpool. Sheffield Wednesday are 7 adrift in 19th. Sheffield United are 9 adrift at the bottom of the table. Makes it harder for the UK people to follow. Apple's not really got the smartest executives anymore. I hope, you know what I mean? I mean, that's just kind of the way it is. But outside of the fact that you guys are 5 hours ahead, so it's kind of hard to watch a 7:30 p.m. game when it comes on at half past midnight over there, right? So, right. Sky Bet Championship. West Ham are top by 3. Fulham above the playoff places, which include Cardiff, Forest, Wolves, and Birmingham by a single point. Bristol City is on the outside looking in by a single point. At the bottom, the Baggies are 2 points above the drop over Watford. The Scum are 3 adrift in 23rd. Blackburn Rovers 5 adrift in 24th. I don't mean that in the meanest way. I know you don't. I just, there's things it deals with, like number 1, the time zone difference, and number 2, the terrible playoff format, and there's things MLS does wrong, but there's things MLS does right as well. You know what I mean? You take the good with the bad with that league. I could say the same thing about League MX. in Mexico. Actually, there's good and there's bad with it. The bad is the playoff format, believe it or not. In Liga MX, the playoff format. You think people think MLS's playoff format's confusing? Go watch Liga MX. That playoff format is I don't even know what that playoff format is, but there's some good clubs down there in Mexico. Right. Skybet League One, it's Derby and Plymouth level on points, both a point above the playoff places, which include Stoke, Charlton, Bolton, and Milton Keynes, Reading, Colchester, and Leyton Orient, all a point on the outside looking in. Never watched the Mexican games, probably for the better. I'm not a big fan of that league. Some of the clubs in there I don't mind. I'm just not a big fan of the league. It's like watching the. Imagine watching like Serie B, which a lot of people might look at go, oh, Serie B, that's decent, but the amount of diving that's in the Italian or the Spanish game for that matter, it's a bit like that. So I know there's top tier class teams and players though. Yeah, that's the draw of the Mexican league really. Was in some of those clubs. Right. At the bottom of Skybet League One, Chesterfield, Mansfield, Wimbledon, all a point above the drop over Wrexham. Southend are 4 adrift in 22nd. Carlisle are 8 adrift in 23rd. South Shields are 9 adrift in 20th. Skybet League 2, Oldham Athletic is back in the Football League, and they're back trying to make the climb. They're up at the top of League 2 by 2 points over Port Vale. Preston are also in third, a point above the playoff places, which include Cambridge, Bristol Rovers, Scunthorpe, who's back in the Football League, and Wigan Athletic. Premier League has it bad. It is bad for diving. Yeah, at times. You're right. There was a play over the weekend I thought a player should have been booked for it. I think it was the Villa game. Like a player dragged his foot into the contact and then went down after he tried to knock the ball forward. Like he knocked the ball so far forward it was going to go out for a goal kick, and the goalkeeper came out to dive it, and I'm like, you're a United fan born and bred. Tough times now. Good luck in the Europa League final though. On the outside looking into the playoffs here in League 2, Scarborough, at Walsall and Bradford City, all outside on goal difference. Woking is a point back in 11th. At the bottom, that'd be big if you guys actually got back into the Champions League by winning the Europa League. That would probably make it a decent season. Like you could forgive the league and everything that went on in the league for qualifying for the Champions League. At the bottom of League 2, at least that's how I feel if I were a United fan. Exeter, York. Hello, Benny. Hello, Cully. Heard that from a lot of people. Yeah, I'd imagine you did. Especially this season. Bottom of League 2, Exeter and York are a point above the drop. Yeovil above the drop only by 4 goals in the goal difference over Notts County. Blackpool are a point adrift in at 24th. How are you, Cully? Vanarama National. Shrewsbury lead the league by 3 points over the playoff places, which include Hereford, Forest Green Rovers, Macclesfield, Bromley, Kingsland Town, Sutton United. Harrogate Town are on the outside looking in on goal difference by 6 goals. Hartlepool and Solihull Moors are 2 on the outside looking in. At the bottom, Aldershot Town, Dorchester Town, 2 above the drop. Maidenhead is above the drop by 1 goal on goal difference over Gateshead. Gillingham is also level on points with them in 22nd. Northampton is 4 adrift in 23rd. Dorking Wanderers are 10 adrift at the foot of the Vanarama National. Sorry, you can't forgive that shit a season from Man U. They aren't even trying. It's disgraceful. Tottenham just as bad. I'm just saying if you were a fan. I'm not saying if you were objectively criticizing them or critiquing them. I'm just saying if you're a fan, you could probably win the Europa League title and at least find some peace with how bad the season is, right? As a West Ham fan, when we won the Conference League, it was like that because remember we were fighting against relegation that same season, and it was kind of the same thing. Like we won the Conference League, we got into Europa League, and that was like, you know what? That I don't remember how bad that season was in the Prem, because we won our first trophy for the first time since the 1980 FA Cup. I mean, it was 43 years in the making. Man U hasn't had that long a drought. I understand that, but it's still to that same effect that like you forgive at least we forgave how bad that season was because we won a European trophy. You know what I mean? I'm fuming, but I'm toxic. Apparently, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Are different levels. I agree, Coley. I agree. Vanarama National, Morecambe, top by goal difference by 2 goals over the playoff places, which include Fleetwood Town, Pexhill, Accrington Stanley, Chester, Gainsborough, and Tamworth. Marine and Stowbridge are on the outside looking in on goal difference. Look at how fucking tight this table is, though. 11th place, and the top are separated by 3 points 17 games into the season. In fact, there's only 1 point separating 9th place Stonebridge from top of the table Morecambe. That's extremely tight of a table. It is Ultracham and AFC fight outside looking into the playoff places by 2 points, though. At the bottom, following leads, it's I don't know about that. I just think the money's taken over too much in the Prem. I think that's the problem. So I would argue the same about La Liga. I think the money has just taken over everything in those 2 leagues. And that's why. Same with the Ligue 1 as well in France. Those 3, you could say. And that's why following those leagues is kind of boring now, in a way. You know what I mean? I still think there's fun leagues around the world. I think MLS is one of them. I think if you looked at J League, that's another one. J League's a lot of fun. I just think fans have to prepare themselves to move on from the European game a little bit because it's kind of stale. It's very stale. At the bottom of the Vanarama North, Boston United, 2 points above the drop over Southport. Apley Bridge is 4 adrift in 22nd. Darlington 5 adrift in 23rd. Rugby Town 12 adrift at the bottom of the Vanarama North. You heard the name of the new derby name between oh yeah. No, I haven't heard the name of the derby, but I did know that Paris FC got promoted, and that's going to be a derby, the Paris derby, or the Parisian derby, right? No matter what, El Cachico, nice. Nice. Yeah, it's the derby name. Nice. All the more reason, Cully, to enjoy leagues that have a salary cap. Vanarama South, Cray. They lead the playoff places by 2 points over AFC Sudbury, Margate, CK Andover, Mersham. Is that Bowerston? Bowers and Pitsea. And Bath City, Oxford are a point on the outside looking in. And their stadiums are literally right next to each other. Wow. Weldstone and Harrow, or Harrowborough, are 2 points above the drop over Farnborough, Dover Athletic, St. Albans City, and Billericay as well. 40 yards is the gap. 40 yards. Wow. Finally, leagues in focus. Northwest Counties League Premier Division. It's the division above us. Rochdalians lead the league by 8 points over Barlick Wanderers, Hattersley, Broughton Amateurs, and Addingham. Stafford is on the outside looking in by 9 points already. At the bottom, Prestwich Hayes are 3 points above the drop over Highgrove, Lairds, Sandbach United, and Withenshaw, who are at the bottom of the league. Highgrove, Lairds, and Sandbach are actually 3 points adrift. Withenshaw are 7 adrift. That's leagues in focus. We've come here for some games, so let's get a little bit closer to that. West Ham lost to Fulham in the championship, and the Union there it is. Union beat Miami. Miami is out. Sorry, I'm distracting you. You are totally fine. I never mind talking. I actually enjoy talking with people. That's the one thing I enjoy the most about streaming is chatting to you all. Because I live so fucking remote in the U.S., I barely get any social interaction, which is sad to say, but that's just the truth. Anyway, Wythenshawe is actually Manchester area. Nice. Salary cap in football doesn't work. Many academies and things aren't the same as drafting. I'm not trying to be a know-it-all. The draft is pretty much irrelevant over here now. And I do believe a salary cap does work in football. I just think the Europeans are so afraid to implement a hard cap. But I think, and they're afraid to implement it because they know that whoever is the first to pull the trigger on implementing a hard salary cap, right? It doesn't work in the Prem. Give me a minute to explain. Because whoever, let's take the five, they haven't tried a hard cap. No, they have financial fair play. That's not a hard cap. We're talking about a hard cap. You cannot spend this much, period, on your players in this calendar year or in this season. Otherwise, you have to either offload players or send them to Premier League 2 when you can't recall them. Why would the big... That's exactly it, yes. And the league knows whomever pulls the trigger first is going to lose that top talent that wants to make the biggest bucks. They're going to lose them to La Liga. They're going to lose them to the Bundesliga. They're going to lose them to Serie A. They're going to lose them, you know what I mean? So that's why it can work, but everybody's afraid to do it because of the money. That's why. So that's not a problem with the salary cap. That's a problem with the leagues, the makeup with the leagues, and how the leagues handle the money that they have at their disposal. Anyway, Clitheroe at Lancaster, Cooney in the 14th, Murphy in the 27th, Sutton in the 31st to make it 3-0 Clitheroe at the break. Sharp 10 minutes into the second half scored as well, made it 4-0 the final. Clitheroe are going to jump up off the bottom of the table into 15th place. They're now only a point from safety. Lancaster will slip to the bottom of the table on goal difference. United cares too much about money. I think that's the problem. Salary cap is funded away, where you can literally throw seasons to get better, which I also think is BS. I think that's the big advantage that MLS actually has, is that drafts and college do not produce the talent. So you can't just throw seasons here to get better. If you throw a season, you're just throwing a season. You know what I mean? There's no guarantee or even roadmap with which you get better, as opposed to those leagues like the NFL and the NBA and the NHL and the MLB. So you have to constantly be scouting. Let's get a scout report on Caden Murphy. But that's what I said about academies. Barcelona big teams will still have the advantage. Yeah. Going way back. That is going way back. He used to play for us as well, believe it or not. The Union, back when we were shit. And we were bad those years. We were really bad those years. But, I didn't mean to even get into a topic like this tonight. I just think people need to expand their horizons. There's good leagues outside of the top 5. You'll enjoy football a lot more if you go and find those leagues. I think that's the big thing. Is you got to find something that really reignites that passion for football. And I don't think Premier League is that right now. I don't think La Liga is that. I don't think Bundesliga is that. Yeah, but it's harder to watch those leagues. It's harder to watch those leagues if you hold an expectation. You know what I mean? If you hold the expectation that of the quality that the leagues you're used to watching produces, and you go into those leagues and it's like it's not there and you're disappointed, it's because you haven't tapered the expectations to the level of quality that is residing within those leagues, But that's the other thing. Yeah, I was going to say, that was the but I was about to say, is it's actually, they're not as easily accessible as like the Prem or the Bundesliga or Serie A or all them. Yeah, that I understand. That I very much understand. Um, you know, Scotland has the same problem. It's why the Scottish league is not worth watching. Scots are going to be so upset with hearing that, but the league the SPFL has long not been worth it. Like it's a boring league to watch. I never do a top six European league save. I don't know if you would count this as a top six since it's bottom to top and we're spending over 15 seasons in the bottom leagues in England. I mean, you know what I mean? The minimum is that it takes me 16 seasons just to get into the football league, let alone up to the Prem. But I kind of agree with you. I mean, it hasn't forever been a two-team league, but it's been a two-team league for what 40 years almost, a little over 40 years maybe. I mean, it's been a long time. That's a long time. So let's bring in who's the guy we get out of there. Who's the guy we always bring in? Perver. I think we always wind up swapping out for what was his name? He's like insanely good. Um, Harry Norris? No, it wasn't Norris. It wasn't Ben Brindley either. I think it was Sam Wellman. Yeah. So I'm gonna swap Perver back in for this game. Spaps, I'm not gonna make it available for the under 18s. Um, here we go. Lower league is a bit. Lower league is fun, just not Premier. Yeah, exactly. So lower league is a lot more unpredictable. I like the. All right, fucking hold on here. Without a work permit, he's gonna. I'm just gonna give him his work permit. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna worry about it. So if I come over here to, it says he has his work permit. Like, can I not? Can I not? Can I not actually just make sure he has his work permit? You know what I mean? Like, uh, I could have sworn that was somewhere in here, like players' personal details, maybe it's under club contract. No, it's not under here. When does it actually expire? We'll put it that way. Uh, it used to tell me. It used to freaking tell me on this page. uh, I'm not worried. Have you heard of hashtag? I have heard of hashtag United. I looked up Rangers Celtic at 55 wins each. Next closest is 4 is Aberdeen. Yeah, and I think 1984 was the last time a club not named. It was like 84 or 85 or 86. A club not named Celtic or Rangers has won the title, and that was, believe it or not, Aberdeen. Um, I could have sworn he had his work permit and that it was going to be on one of these pages. But I don't know, and I might have to. What a great song that was, by the way. I know you guys didn't hear it. I'm just saying, fwa, fwa, fwa. Um, because this is Matthew Gonzalez of the under 18s, so I have to go to. Here he is. It doesn't. It doesn't have this either. Fuck. Really? I could have sworn it was here. It's not. It's not here. It's not here. What a pain in the ass this is. Yeah, it's not here. Transfer proposals. All right. Maybe once his work permit expires, I'll when does it tell me when his he would made covered? Oh, okay. So he's got 2 years still. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about the contract expiry. I'm worried about the work permit expiration, right? Like I wasn't worried about the actual contract. I was worried about the work permit. But no, because this one, it says right here, if we renew his contract without a work permit being granted, he would remain covered by his current one until the 30th of June 2035, the date it expires. And this contract I offered him goes to 2036. So the last year of his contract, he's without a work permit, right? So, um, but I'm gonna just go in and give it to him if I need to. I'm not carrying. I'm not worried. It's a community save with community members. If the and he's a community member, so obviously if he needs it, I'm gonna give it to him. I'm not gonna bother with it, right? So I just thought I could have gone in there now and edit. I thought it was something I could actually edit within the editor and just push the date back till the end of the contract, right? And then I would worry about reapplying or him reapplying, 2-3 years from now. But I can't do it. I can't do it in either system, so I'll just worry about it later. When his work permit expires, I'll just go back into the player and recheck has work permit. I mean, it's 2 years. I could just wait till the final year of his contract and offer him a renewal, and then just get a work permit. Then it's not a big deal. I have options. Right, Almondbury Woolpack and us are the marquee matchup. Um, Almondbury Woolpack are actually 7-5 favorites. We are 7-4. The draw's 5-2, so this is expected to be extremely tight. Let's kick the pre-match press conference off with the first question from Paul Finch at the Football Ramble by progressing. I don't everything. Um, I think if we play well, we'll come out on top. Yes. Yep. Uh, you're stressing the importance of what we have. Mm-hmm. We'll have to be smart in our approach if we're to win. Uh, Not at all. Um, I don't think anything says that. Okay. Uh, no, I wouldn't say it's been coming. It's an unfortunate part of our game. Exactly what the competition. Cool. All that powder puffy shit is over. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's go. We're a day to go to the fixture. It is going to be. We also have the under 18s against somebody. BRB just making food. Sounds good. Uh, Bro, shut up. I got the Paralympics on the side again. Um, so we got that going. And yeah, we should be able to get through. I think at least 2 games tonight. Hopefully 3, but at least 2 games tonight. For those on the Twitch, it's exclamation point YT, exclamation point YouTube, either or. Episode 216 went up today. So I'm not terribly far behind on the uploads. Joshua is a free agent, so um, That's fair. Dutch catches eye as CLG FC under-18s triumph. Anthony Bowen in the 6th minute for us gave us the lead, and then Paul Hurst for Nightly United under-18s. I'm sorry, Kaylee United under-18s. Jesus. I can't read. Made it 1-1, and then Kaylee United's Jerry Washworth in the 36th made it 2-1 for them. Jean-Jacques Helliwell in added time at the end of the second half leveled it for us. We were 2-2 at the break with them. Tom O'Brien Holland in the 49th minute put us back in front 3-2. Killian Spillane in the 80th minute put Kaylee United under-18s back level. Nana Muhammad headed home, or at least scored, I should say, in the 86th minute, put us in front, and as winners, 4-3. They scored 3 goals on .9 XG. What the actual shit. But we are now just a point back of Accrington Stanley under-18s in the under-18s league. We actually only lost 1 game all season as well. That was the Radcliffe, who are down in 11th. Meanwhile, the senior team has yet to lose a game this season. Sorry. And we are almost into match day. Doan's been sacked by Toronto FC. Lancaster versus Earlham. Main Road has got in central the day before our fixture. Such a good track. This is such a classic 90s track. I know you guys can't hear it, but it's Underground Resistance and The Final Frontier. Really, really good track. That'll bring you right back. That'll bring you right back. If you were a 90s kid at least. Like I was. I say a 90s kid, I was born in the 80s, so. Right. Lancaster and Earlham. Lloyd in the 10th minute for Earlham gave the visitors the lead. Nicholas for Lancaster in the 39th leveled it. McGukin in the 47th actually put Lancaster in front, but Lloyd's brace in the 63rd leveled it for Earlham. They will split the points. Earlham remained 12th. Lancaster do pick up a point to move up to 16th, but they're still 2 adrift from safety. Main Road hosting Ince Central. Walton in the 22nd, Ellison in the 29th for Ince Central, 2-0 at the break for the visitors. Garcia in the 89th pulled one back for Main Road, and then Butler in added time at the end of the second half made it 3-1 Ince Central and shut the door on any Main Road comeback. Main Road slipped to the bottom of the table on just 8 points, 3 adrift from safety. Ince Central, in the meantime, solid win will jump them up to 7th ahead of results elsewhere in the division. We got the autos making food at 2:05 a.m. Yeah, I know. Is this normally your sleep schedule, or has it just been like a rough week? You know. We have the ads, so I'm gonna run them now, so they're not here for the game. We'll be back in 3 minutes' time. Right. One thing I do have to think about is the injuries, because currently Harry Norris is out, Spaps is out, Simon Roger McCundy is out, and I think Barat is out as well. So I have to think as well because I think did the crack attack central. What's going on, brother? First off, let me actually give the shout outs. First to Timothy. Um, Go follow them. They enjoy Football Manager. They've been playing Forza Horizon 5. It's the Timothy. Really chill guy. Definitely worth a follow. Go give him a follow. Crack. How was the experience, brother? I need to know, how was your experience aside from the game itself? Obviously, I understand, but how was your experience at Old Trafford? Shite? Really? Um, where's my backup goalkeeper? Uh, oh, there he is, Heinrich. And then I got to bring in Tulloch as the backup to the backup. Spaps is still hurt. Norris is still hurt. Okay. Norris is actually not recommended for a fitness test at this point. Spaps and Norris have both failed fitness tests. Wellman and Jack are fine. Uh, what was so bad about it, Crack? Aside from the game, man. I understand the game. I understand. But, like, what was so bad about it? Let me turn Firefox Audio on because we got to get ready to welcome in the money, man. We're going to mark Roland Harper tightly. Oh, Mukendi's hurt. I need a backup striker. I don't have one. I do. Sam Wellman. Sam Wellman's got to come in. Got ads, but thanks, buddy. You are welcome, man. Do not worry. I got you. The crowd was dead. They didn't tell me until I was almost at my seat. My bag was too big and had to run bag checking a unit 8 minutes away. And you weren't allowed a drink at the seat. Are you serious? You're not allowed to take a drink to your seat. Listen. We had this happen at the Union games. They used to take the caps off everything. So if you bought a bottle of Coke, they used to take the caps off, right? We bitched so much to the union front office that they basically changed the policy so that if you have a alcoholic drink, they have to open it, obvious reasons. But if you have a non-alcoholic drink, they do not need to take the cap off the non-alcoholic drink. I think that's the Phillies losing because I'm pretty sure the Phillies are at home, so they're down to the bottom of the 8th, down a run. And what I used to do is the big advantage to men's jeans is that they have huge pockets. So now I just stuff the water bottle down my pocket. So I understand WWE abandoning that as their twat threw an empty bottle at John Cena. It's an empty, like, you can't. Thanks for coming to my stream as well, buddy. Much appreciated. Of course, Tom. Of course, man. Anytime. It is just annoying because you're punishing good people for the acts of one person. I'm of the mindset, and I believe sports venues should be like this. Liability is not, sadly, because, a whole bunch of lawyers get involved in all this bullshit. But you cannot stop somebody from throwing something. You can't do it, right? They're going to do it because they're mental enough, and that should be the policy, Tom. But that's my point, is you can't stop them from throwing something. People get into a irrational rage, and they do that shit, right? You can't stop them in the future from throwing something. You just have to punish them. You know what I mean? You just have to punish that individual. If somebody throws something onto a field at a player, whatever, you don't ban having those items or anything like. You just take that person and say, you will never be allowed back into this vicinity, this facility ever again. And that takes care of the problem. You know what I mean? And somebody else that wants to do it, you ban them, and you ban them, and you ban them. That is how LAFC. Yeah, exactly. It's just that's how you have to put it. That's how LAFC got rid of their homophobic chant. People forget when LAFC first came into the league, they were chanting a homophobic chant, and the club and the supporters group stepped in to single out those individuals and say, this has to stop. Otherwise, you're not going to be welcome back here permanently. Like, it's going to be a permanent ban. And they got rid of those fans that did not comply. And now LAFC does not have that problem anymore. I mean, and that's how you have to stamp it out. You get rid of the people that cause the issue. You don't punish everybody. You just get rid of the individuals that cause the problem. Anyway, let's get into the game, shall we? We have got ourselves. We're out 4 members really, but you know 2 of them are backups anyway. But we are out 4 members. So WWE is a soap opera, basically. Well, that's what professional wrestling is, essentially. Um, we are gonna always press Robert Cullen. They've made 5 changes to this. This is the 10th division of England, Northwest Counties League, Division 1 North. This is my bottom to top. MLS wouldn't have this. MLS just has one play. They wouldn't have this at the bottom. So, uh, same old save I've been doing for 14 months now, I think. Yeah, 14 months. Right, they're 2-1 and they're 2-1 in their last 5. We are 4-1-0 in the last 5. We're getting you off topic again. It's fine. I don't mind, guys. I'm chill. I'm chill. If I didn't get him off topic, I wouldn't be the annoying crack he loves. That's you're goddamn right. Uh, that seems to somewhat motivate them. Somewhat motivate them. Anyway, let's go, shall we? Here comes the money. 4-1-1-3-1. They've got a 4-3-3. My manager is so fucking short. Let's go. We're underway. We are in the red with the black. They are in the blue with the white shorts. And we're underway. McQueen early on the right-hand side. Parks has helped block that. That'll go out for a throw. Right. I got a copyright strike for that song, but love it anyways. Really? You gotta not play it through the Twitch audio, man. Like, I mean, like on your VOD audio. I gotta, uh, shit. What do you call it? I send all my audio to track 2, and I don't record anything on track 2 except the game and myself. Stokes McQueen, good tackle from Sheamus. Good tackle from Jack Lemon, MD. Parks on the right-hand side. Finds a Konikun inside. Koniku's going to turn with it. Could go over the top. Back to Twinkle. Good keep of the ball. Into space to Jones. Jones on the right-hand side. Jones. And that is out for a corner. Early corner here. 3rd minute. Frack whips this in. That's actually not a bad corner where it was. It will be a throw. Just nobody was there. Everybody was pushed deep, and nobody was back. So here's Parks with a free kick going backside. I can't get to it. Harper has, and it goes out for yet another corner. We got Sheamus to take this corner. 4th minute now, and that's punted away by Birch. A Konikun can't settle it. Stokes has it. He's going to skate by a Konikun, who comes around to press him again, and that ball's going to find its way all the way back to the keeper. Right, Hughes, Harper, Kennedy. Moran, or Morin. Kennedy now. Stokes. Harper. Good movement of the ball here from Almondbury Woolpack. Cullen. Over to Cassidy on the right-hand side. Cassidy. Birch. To Hughes. They're going to switch the play. Kennedy again. Out of position. Two people. Got to watch this run. That's going to let Kennedy into the box. Kennedy goes for the cross. Back post. McQueen diving at her from Parks. Akunikun, though, needlessly puts it out for a corner. I don't know why he's decided to do that, but it is going to go out for a corner. Whipped in back post. Joe Jones heads it away. Snicky runs it down. Can we score on the break? Snicky running out of gas. Good tackle from McQueen. It will be a throw. Right, Sheamus. Parks. Twinkle. Jack. Parks. Down the line looking for Sheamus. They were out of position. He should be on side. Snicky cut through, but it will go all the way through. And it's an Almondbury throw. Unlucky. Unlucky. They've got the ball. It's the 13th minute. Ah, the Phil's lost. Come on now. Come on now. The bats for the Phils have been real quiet. They only had they literally won yesterday because of freaking Schwarber and his 2 home runs. They only had 6 hits in yesterday's game. Anyway, here's Sheamus to take corner, 18th minute. Whipped in. Hughes heads it away. Stokes trying to run it down. He might. He will. Back inside for Brazier. We got to get back. Jack's going to step up on this guy, but they're running, man. They're running. McQueen. The cross. Jack, good cutout. Cassidy. It should have been Twinkles the whole way. He almost lost it. Cookies finds Snicky. Snicky's got a hold up play. Snicky on the turn. They've gone to the right-hand side. They've still got the ball. Snicky. Kennedy then cuts it out in his own box. Are you kidding me? And here they come back the other way. Here's Brett. Good tackle. Frack. Jones. They just swamped him. Jones just got to hold on to it. Waiting for the overlap. Twinkle. In the lane for Cookies. Cookies finds Frack. Frack still on sides. Back inside to Jones. Jones. Twinkle. Twinkle shoots. What a goal from Twinkle. Where's Snicky when you need them? There's your highlight goal. What a goal from Twinkle. Absolute put all his laces through it. Phenomenal strike. And Counter Logic have the lead. 1-0. Right. Snicky came to me and was like, "Oh, I need to clip some goals for like Twinkle," and I'm like, "Well, he's a defensive midfielder. He's not really gonna have a lot of goals." You know what I mean? But of course, we have that conversation, and the first stream after that conversation, he scores an absolute ripper. That's just the way. It's just football's just an odd game, man. Parks puts that out. It would be a corner. It will be a corner kick for Almondbury Woolpack. So. Back post headed away by Frack. Here's McQueen. Cuts inside. Brazier should have turned and shot. Back to Morin, and then Sheamus just comfortably cuts that out. Snicky then boots it up the field to clear it. And it's going to be back at the feet, I should say, of Almondbury Woolpack. Here's McQueen. That's cut out by Jack. Birch will run that down. It's the end of the highlight anyway. Here's Parks, 28th minute. Twinkle back inside for me. Good ball to Frack. Frack first time across. Sheamus can't get to it. Birch puts it out. Will be a corner. Corner kick. Sheamus will take it. Here he is now. Whipped in low. Hughes heads it away. Sheamus gets it back. Back for me. Meant for Sheamus, but he didn't continue the run, and Stokes puts it out for a throw. Here's Cookies. Akunikun back to Back to Cookies, back to a Konikun. Inside, Snicky! Just over the bar. Just a bit outside. I love that movie. It's a good movie. Harper with a oh my god! Oh my god, what a goal from Harper. Heinrich should have had that though. I have no idea how Heinrich gets beat from 30 yards. Let me guess. Let me guess. Let me guess. It's his first goal of the for the club, isn't it? I bet you it's his first goal for the club. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. Go back. 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 I want to see if it says it's his first goal. It doesn't, thankfully. Okay, let's go to live. 1-1. If it was, I was about to break something. Cassia Konikun finds Snicky. Sheamus, a little bit cramped there. Gets it to Twinkle. I was going to say in the lane. It might be me that finds him again. I've been run out wide. Finds Frack. Frack whips back to me. It's got to go in. Got to go in the box for Twinkle. Parks on the overlap. Just reset you got to reset everything, boys. Americans in anger. Listen, you can't tell me that wouldn't have pissed you off if your guy scores if the opponent scores a 35-yard ripper, and it's just like it's his first goal for the club. Like, fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, well, that's a bad giveaway. Sheamus, that's also a terrible pass. Brazier, McQueen on the inside. Parks got wrong side of him. Jack has tracked back. Parks has done so as well. Inside for Stokes. That's a good block for me, and it will be a corner for Almondbury. Here's Moran, back post. Joe Jones wins the header. McQueen will run it down. It's happened to you before, at least. It's happened before. You're right. It just doesn't make it any less aggravating, to be fair. You know what I mean? Stokes, Birch, Morin, you should have stepped up to take that Parks, and he's not. Here's Cassidy on the right-hand side. He's going to burn by Parks again. That's a good block from Parks out for a corner. Right. Corner whipped in. Here's Frack. After Joe Jones clears it, you just got to keep running, Frack. Just keep running. Just keep running. Just keep running. Just keep running. He whips across, and that took a nasty deflection. Cassidy's fouled his man, which is a Konikun, and this is a Konikun territory here. A Konikun will step up to take this free kick. What can he do? A Konikun goes over the wall. He hits the wall. He goes for Simon. Konikun gets it back. It's 2-1. He gets a rebound off the wall and just blasts it far post. He should have gone far post the first time to begin with. But he's at least scored. And it is 2-1 CLG. Right. Good tackle from Jones. And that's the highlight. Now we got ours. 39th minute. 2-1 we lead. Twinkle, Akunikun, left-hand side, I should say. He's got Sheamus, finds him. Really good ball to Sheamus into space. Snicky, can they get there? No. Kennedy heads it out. It will be a corner. Frack whips this in. Cassidy heads it up, and it's headed away by Birch. That's the end of it. 40th minute now. Throw in here. Akunikun back for Cookies. Whips it in. Birch heads that up. Cassidy heads that away. McQueen comes down with it. Are they going to build with it now? They're doing well with the passing. That's a good ball to McQueen. Jack's got to get back. McQueen, the cutback inside, and they have scored again. Not enough on the track back Park's just really slow to pick up McQueen. Jack's got to come over. And I don't know why we've both. I understand why he's going deep. I'm just way out of position for some reason, trying to, I guess, keep the offsides line. But nobody there in the center of the box, and it's 2-2. So back to square one. Parks is having an absolute Weston supermare, quite frankly. Here's Cookies. That's punted away. Twinkle will come down with it. Twinkle over the top for Jones on the right-hand side. Jones will catch up with it. That is out for a corner. Frack whips this in to absolutely nobody. He will get it back, though. Here's Myself. Goes for goal! That's just over the far post. We got something on the pad that appeared. That's fine. A Konikun. Not far away. And that is halftime. 2-2 at the break. They've scored on their only 2 shots on target. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's inspired them, but I think first sub might be Parks here. He's having an absolute stinker. Right. Could be Sheamus as well. That's a ball to nobody. That's also a ball to nobody. Right. Here's a Konikun free kick. Are we going to get the Konikun magic off the wall? Will be a corner kick. A Konikun is very good at our free kicks. His free kick taking isn't even 20. It's just his long shots are 20. Here's the whipped in corner. Hughes heads it away. A Konikun runs it down. It's going to go back to Jack probably. And he's going to try and find Frack. Frack on sides. Lofts this ball. Parks can't get to it. He's way far out of the play. Will go out for a throw either way. Here's the Konikun with another free kick. Whipped in. Parks can't win that one. Cookies knocks it down. He's going to take it on the left-hand side. Cut back for Parks. Parks. Twinkle. Twinkle. Loses it to McQueen. Park picks up the scraps. Here's Jack. Back to Parks. It's going to go about all the way back to Brat now. Heinrich, because Brat is injured. And Jack. Twinkle. Heinrich's actually having a stinker. Here's Snicky. Snicky, good touch. And Danso denies Snicky a second. Here's Harper. Stokes. McQueen. Jack loses it. Harper. Morin. Back to Kennedy. Cullen. Stokes. He's going to turn and shoot. That is off the top of the net. Sheamus whips this in. Back post. Harper's cleared it. Myself. Jack. Twinkle. Akonikun. Kennedy knocks it away. It's going to be knocked down by Jones. Taken away. Finds its way to Frack. On the right-hand side. The cutback for Jones. Myself. It should have gone left to Twinkle. Finally finds its way through. Akonikun. Snicky. Turns. Fires. Danso sees that from a mile away. Right. 60th minute. I don't want to replace Heinrich, but he is the worst performing player on the pitch. It might have to be Sheamus, and it might have to be Sheamus for a certain Chris Mather. I think that's going to be the first sub, and indeed that is. Here's Frack, loses it to Morin. Myself runs it down all the way back. Jack, I couldn't even tell you what that Caps Hurricane series is. Caps Canes, I couldn't even tell you what that series is at right now in terms of how many games are won by both. Myself, Cookies. I thought it should have gone here, but it finds its way to Snicky. They hold up play very well. Over the top now for Mather on the left-hand side. Oh, what a ball from Mather. What vision from Mather as well. That's very good. Jack will take this corner, whipped in, back post or middle post, not anybody there. Morin heads it down. Akoni-kun back to Jack. He stayed on. Jack might have a go himself. Oh, that took a deflection. That's out for yet another corner. Parks has been run ragged today, so I don't have a D. I have Charlie Perver, who will come in for him. Akoni-kun back. Jack this time is offsides. And that will be the flag going up on the far side. So Perver's in for Parks. I have one sub left. It might be Cookies here for Sam Wellman. That's an opportunity. Cookies! Skied it. Skied it, man. That ball was in. Cookies was in. He decided to take it first time, and he absolutely skied it. It's going to have to be Sam Wellman. Myself, Frack, on the right-hand side. Joe Jones, Frack. Back, Frack skates by his man. Cross comes in. Akoni-kun can't get to it. Cassidy does, and it is another corner kick. Wellman's come on. I've made all three subs before the 75th minute. That's whipped in, not out. Myself, Akoni-kun. Why did you go back to Jack? He's offsides. You were right there. You're 14 yards out. Just have a blast. Have a go. Snicky loses that one and rolls through the Mather. Here's Charlie Perver. Perver just keeps a hold of it. Back to Twinkle. Twinkle also barely holding on to it. Myself. Snicky. Frack trying to send Jones down the line. Kennedy will put that out for a corner. Can we find a winner? 78th minute. Frack will take the corner. Whipped in low. Humphreys heads it up. I'm going to get to it, head it back, and nowhere near goal. I just thought it should have settled it and went back towards, just went back towards the corner flag, but okay. Here's Cassidy. Stokes, 83rd minute now. Birch. Cassidy. Danso. Back to Birch. Cassidy again. Forward for McQueen. Harper, short passing. We got to get back. McQueen. This is Perver now. Wins that one. Heinrich will have it. Jack. Absolute punting it forward. Jones doesn't even contest the header. Will win the tackle, though. Wellman will lose the ball. Fuck's sake, Sam. Here's Stokes. McQueen. Cassidy over the top. Stokes, I think, is offsides. And yes, flag is going to go up on the near side. '85th minute. Danso. Evans. We've got to find a way here. Birch. That is a bad giveaway. Mather. Akoni-kun. And it's just off the top of the net. That is a gold number 2. That could have been the game winner right there. That was maybe the game winner. Well, it's the game-winning chance. We'll see. Time is ticking away. Final minute of added time. Cassidy back post. I've headed it free. Wellman's got it to Jones. Jones. What can he do with it? We got to get it up the field, boys. Frack. I think the full-time whistle's going to go here. Jones. Wellman. And indeed it is. It's a 2-2 draw. Twinkle in the 19th before Roland Harper leveled it for Almondbury Woolpack. Akoni-kun in the 37th put us back in front, but Stuart Brazier in the 41st leveled it. And we run out a 2-2 draw. That was very disappointing. Heinrich, who filled in for the injured Brat, was absolutely terrible. Akoni-kun wins player of the match, as he should. And that's the end of that. So it's a draw. It's not a loss, but it is a 2-2 draw. And we could be off the top spot. Thankfully, not quite yet. Elsewhere, Sutton Reserves were hosting Ramsbottom United. It was Gregory in the 18th minute from the penalty marker before Hyden of 53rd gave Ramsbottom United a 2-0 advantage. Holmes got one back in the 55th for Sutton Reserves, but they couldn't find the equalizer. 2-1 Ramsbottom United win. They're up to 7th. Sutton Reserves are down to 11th. Post-match press conference. Let's kick this off with Bobby Henry from Football 365. Uh, I just got to have him all. Yep. Uh, each positive result, when it arrives, it arrives. Uh, struggles this season. Will always come back. Yep, that's fine. Just be nice, and that's that. Player of the week is actually a Konikun. Uh, Bradley versus Cross Hills is on the 10th. So we've had that match rearranged. I think that's the cup match. They're playing the cup match. So our match has been rearranged to November 26th because Bradley has Cross Hills in the cup, the First Division Cup. But that is that. That's the end of the episode, by the way. Thank you so much for watching if you were on YouTube. It's unfortunately a draw, but we're still unbeaten. This was episode 224. Until the next one, take care.